Forget protein powder. For real this time. Because everything you've been told about it, the marketing, the promises, the science-backed formulas, it's mostly noise. And if you're over 40, here's the cold truth no supplement brand will ever say out loud. Your muscles aren't starving for powder. They're starving for real food. You've been taught that if you don't chug a shake after every workout, your muscles will vanish. That you need 30 grams of protein per meal. Or you're wasting your time. That powders, tubs, scoops, and shaker bottles are your only shot at staying strong as you age. But that's a story designed to sell you something. Because if they told you the actual truth, that your body can absorb protein better, faster, and more effectively from natural foods, the entire industry would collapse. Here's what they don't want you to know. There are whole foods, easily found in any grocery store, that not only stop muscle loss instantly, they also activate the very mechanisms your body uses to grow muscle. Without bloating, without gut issues, without synthetic garbage. These foods don't have flashy labels. They don't need celebrity endorsements. They just work. Scientifically, practically, immediately. I'm going to show you exactly what they are. One by one. I'll tell you how fast they work. I'll explain the real science behind what they do in your body. And I'll show you how to build a full day of eating around them. No powders, no pills, no nonsense. This isn't just about saving money. It's about saving your strength, your independence, and your long-term health. Because after 40, losing muscle isn't just frustrating, it's dangerous. It means slower recovery, more injuries, lower energy, weaker bones, and eventually, less freedom to move, live, and do the things you love. But it doesn't have to be that way. You're about to discover 8 powerful foods that protect your muscles like armor and rebuild them like medicine. Some work in under 30 minutes. Others work while you sleep. And every single one tastes better than a chalky shake. If this already feels like the wake-up call you didn't know you needed, hit that subscribe button, because what's coming next might just change everything. The food that beats protein powder in 30 minutes. Let's kick this off with the food that completely flips the script on everything you thought you knew about muscle loss. Ricotta cheese. Not Greek yogurt, not cottage cheese. Specifically, ricotta. It sounds almost too simple, right? Something you'd expect in a dessert or spread on toast. Not the secret weapon for reversing age-related muscle loss. But here's what no one's telling you. Ricotta doesn't just contain protein. It contains the most bioavailable, fast-acting, muscle-saving protein in nature. And your body knows exactly what to do with it. Let me break it down. Ricotta has the highest natural concentration of whey protein of any whole food. But not like the whey you find in powdered form, stripped down and denatured by high-heat processing. This is undenatured whey, still surrounded by all the healthy fats, minerals, and enzymes that allow your body to actually absorb and use the protein effectively. It's like comparing a fresh orange to a multivitamin tablet. They're technically similar, but your body reacts completely differently. And here's where it gets wild. Ricotta is loaded with leucine, one of the most important amino acids for muscle repair and growth. When leucine hits your bloodstream, it acts like an emergency brake on muscle loss. It says, hold on, stop breaking down, start building. We're talking about a direct signal to your muscles, and it happens within 30 minutes of eating ricotta. That's not theory. That's measurable, lab-confirmed, peer-reviewed. Most protein powders? They promise 30 grams per scoop, but come loaded with artificial sweeteners, synthetic vitamins, and isolated proteins your body barely recognizes. That's why so many people, especially over 40, feel bloated, gassy, or straight up uncomfortable after drinking them. But Ricotta? It goes down smooth. No blending, no measuring, no chalky aftertaste. And it's not just about protein. Ricotta contains albumin, the same protein found in egg whites, but in a much more digestible form. Albumin has the highest protein efficiency ratio of any known protein source, meaning your body can convert nearly 100% of it into usable muscle tissue. It's also rich in calcium lactate, a highly absorbable form of calcium that's essential not just for bone density, but for actual muscle contraction. No calcium, sekretseksintorau, retune for no function. Doesn't matter how much protein you get. Now here's what makes Ricotta a game changer, especially for older adults. Its texture. It's soft, creamy, and easy to swallow. If you've got dental issues, digestion problems, or just want something comforting and functional, Ricotta checks every box. Use it in sweet dishes with honey and berries. Spread it on whole grain toast with olive oil and cracked pepper. Stir it into soups or sauces to add a creamy texture with real nutritional weight. And the cost? We're talking under $2 for a serving that outperforms most $30 protein tubs. So yeah, Ricotta isn't just a side ingredient. It's a powerhouse that hits fast, hits deep, and does everything protein powder wishes it could. But we're just getting started. The next muscle-saving food? It's sweet, refreshing, and completely unexpected. The sweet fruit that acts like muscle medicine. Next up is something nobody sees coming, because it's not even high in protein. Watermelon. Yeah, you read that right. That cold, juicy, summertime fruit you've probably enjoyed since childhood? It turns out, watermelon is a secret weapon for stopping muscle loss, accelerating recovery, and boosting blood flow in ways that most supplements can't even touch. Here's how. Watermelon is the richest natural source of L-citrulline, an amino acid your body converts into L-arginine, which then turns into nitric oxide. And nitric oxide. That's the compound that tells your blood vessels to relax and open up, sending more oxygen and nutrients to your muscles, while clearing out the waste products that cause fatigue and break down. In simpler terms, watermelon helps your muscles breathe, repair, and grow faster. Studies show that eating watermelon or drinking fresh watermelon juice can reduce muscle soreness by up to 40% and cut recovery time in half. And that's not just for athletes. It's even more powerful for adults over 40, where blood flow naturally declines and recovery slows down. But that's just the beginning. Watermelon also delivers a massive hit of potassium, more than a banana. And this is key, because potassium is an electrolyte that supports muscle contractions, prevents cramps, and protects against fatigue. If you've been feeling stiff, crampy, or slow to recover, low potassium might be the reason. And watermelon gives you a natural fix without pills or powders. And then there's lycopene, a powerful antioxidant found in tomatoes, but in even higher concentrations in watermelon. Lycopene protects your muscle cells from oxidative damage, the kind that accelerates age-related muscle loss. It's like armor for your muscles. Oh, and don't sleep on the natural sugar. Unlike the garbage in most protein powders, watermelon's natural fructose actually helps replenish muscle glycogen after activity. That means better recovery, more energy, and less soreness, even from everyday movement, like walking, gardening, or chores. Want to make it even more powerful? Eat watermelon about an hour before or after any physical activity. That gives your body time to convert the citrulline into nitric oxide right when your muscles need it most. And if you want to take it up a notch, juice it with the white part of the rind. That's where even more citrulline lives, and most people throw it away. So, yeah, Watermelon isn't just a refreshing snack. It's a clinically backed, muscle-saving, blood-boosting recovery tool disguised as dessert. But the next food? It's even more surprising because it comes straight out of a can. The canned food that builds muscle. Straight out of the tin. If you thought building muscle after 40 had to be complicated, meal plans, prep work, cooking from scratch, think again. Because one of the most complete, effective, and convenient muscle-building foods you can buy comes in a metal can. Canned salmon. But not just any salmon. We're talking wild-caught pink or sockeye with the bones included. It might not look like much, but inside that humble tin is a combination of nutrients so powerful it rivals and often beats most supplements on the market. Let's start with the obvious. One small can of salmon gives you 25 grams of complete protein, all the essential amino acids, fully bioavailable and ready for your body to use immediately. But that's just the surface. The real magic is in the omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA. These aren't just heart-healthy fats. They actually make your muscles more sensitive to protein. In simple terms, when you consume omega-3s, your body builds more muscle from the same amount of protein. It's like turning up the volume on your body's muscle-building signal. And for adults over 40, that signal gets weaker with age, unless you support it with the right fuel. Canned salmon delivers that fuel with precision. Now here's the hidden gem. The bones. Sounds weird, but those soft, edible bones are loaded with highly absorbable calcium, phosphorus, and vitamin D. The trio your muscles and bones need to stay strong, flexible, and functional. And the vitamin D in salmon? It's in the D3 form, the same one your body makes from sunlight. It directly supports muscle strength, hormone balance, and immune health, all critical for preserving lean mass as you age. But we're still not done. Canned salmon contains a unique antioxidant called astaxanthin. It's what gives the fish its pink color. And this isn't just any antioxidant. Astaxanthin has a strong affinity for muscle tissue, where it reduces exercise-induced damage and speeds up recovery, even from everyday movement, not just workouts. Now, let's talk practicality. There's no prep, no cooking, no cleanup. Eat it straight from the can. Mash it with avocado on toast. Toss it into a salad or wrap. It's shelf-stable for years, budget-friendly at around $3 a can, and more digestible than most protein powders, especially for people with lower stomach acid or digestive sensitivity. This is real nutrition, real results, zero effort. And the next food on the list? It's been misunderstood for decades, but science has finally set the record straight. The most anabolic food nature ever made. For decades, people were told to fear it, that it was dangerous, that it would ruin their health. So they threw out the best part, the very part that makes this food one of the most powerful tools for building and preserving muscle after 40. We're talking about whole eggs. And yes, the yolk stays. Eggs have the highest quality protein your body can get, not just in theory, in real-world absorption and actual muscle-building power. Your body recognizes it, uses it efficiently, and turns it into lean tissue faster than most high-performance powders ever could. But here's where eggs truly shine. They don't just give you protein. They give you everything that protein needs to actually work. Cofactors, enzymes, nutrients, hormonal support. Things that powders strip away or try to fake with synthetic additives. And this next part? It's not just interesting, it's game-changing. Recent studies show that eating whole eggs after exercise leads to significantly more muscle growth than eating the same amount of protein from egg whites alone. Same grams, different results. Why? Because the yolk contains natural amplifiers that trigger stronger anabolic responses in your body. Eggs also support the systems that control how your muscles move, recover, and grow. Nervous system, hormone production, cellular repair, all activated in some way by compounds found in whole eggs. And let's clear this up once and for all. The old fear around cholesterol? Outdated. What's in the yolk is not just safe for most people. It's necessary for older adults who want to protect their strength, energy, and metabolism as they age. You can feel the difference when you start including them consistently. More energy, better recovery, stronger workouts. Even daily tasks start to feel easier because your muscles aren't running on empty anymore. So no, eggs aren't just a good source of protein. They're one of the most complete muscle-building foods nature ever created. And they belong in your kitchen far more than any overpriced scoop of powder. But the next food? It doesn't just fuel your body during the day, it keeps protecting your muscles while you sleep. The muscle builder that works. While you sleep, there's one moment in the day when your muscles are at their most vulnerable. Not during a workout, not when you skip a meal. It's while you sleep. That long stretch without food? For aging muscles, it's a recipe for breakdown. Your body starts tapping into muscle tissue to keep essential systems running, unless you give it something to hold on to overnight. That's where this food comes in. Kefir, a fermented milk drink that looks like yogurt's cousin, but works like a secret weapon for overnight muscle preservation. What makes kefir so powerful isn't just its protein content. It's how that protein behaves in your body. Thanks to the fermentation process, the protein in kefir is already broken down into smaller pieces, making it incredibly easy to absorb. That means your body doesn't have to work as hard to use it, especially if your digestion has slowed with age. But here's the part that makes kefir unlike anything else on this list. It contains a specific type of protein called casein. And casein does something brilliant. It forms a slow-digesting gel in your stomach, releasing amino acids into your bloodstream gradually for up to 7 hours. Which means while you're sleeping, your muscles are still being fed. That slow release creates a protective window where muscle breakdown is minimized and recovery can actually accelerate, without you having to lift a finger. And there's more going on here than just protein. Because kefir is also loaded with probiotics, more than almost any other food. These beneficial bacteria do more than just help your digestion. They actually influence how well your body uses protein and preserves muscle through a powerful connection known as the gut-muscle axis. When your gut is healthy, your muscles stay stronger, longer. And kefir feeds that connection from both sides, with nutrients and microbes working together like a well-trained team. You'll also find compounds in kefir that help reduce inflammation, improve immune response, and support better recovery at the cellular level. And the fermentation process creates vitamin K2, which helps send calcium to the places it belongs, like your muscles and bones, instead of your arteries. It's hard to overstate just how much this matters. You're not just drinking something healthy. You're giving your body exactly what it needs to recover, protect, and rebuild itself in the hours when most people are unknowingly losing muscle. So if you've ever woken up feeling stiff, weak, or drained, a glass of kefir before bed might be the missing piece. But the next food? It challenges everything you've heard about plant protein and proves the science is evolving fast. The plant protein that outperforms expectations. Most people still think plant proteins are incomplete, weak, or just filler food. But if you're over 40 and serious about holding on to your strength, there's one humble food that deserves a permanent place on your plate. Black beans, not trendy, not exotic, just pure, underrated power. And one of the few plant foods that actively helps stop muscle loss while supporting long-term muscle function in ways animal proteins simply can't. Here's the key difference. Black beans don't just offer protein. They offer a complete system for muscle preservation. Each cup gives you not only solid protein, nearly the same as a serving of meat, but also something most other sources miss entirely: resistant starch. That might not sound impressive at first, but resistant starch acts like fuel for the good bacteria in your gut. Once it reaches your intestines, it starts feeding the microbes that produce butyrate, a compound that's been shown to improve muscle strength, protect against inflammation, and reduce age-related muscle loss. In other words, black beans don't just feed you. They feed your internal systems that protect your muscle mass from the inside out. And this ripple effect doesn't stop after one meal. Research shows something called the second meal effect, where eating black beans not only improves your body's protein response at that moment, but also enhances how your body handles protein at your next meal. It's like priming the pump for stronger gains throughout the day. That's the kind of long-term impact protein powders will never offer. But black beans go further. They're naturally high in folate, a nutrient essential for making new muscle cells, something many older adults are severely deficient in without even knowing. They also deliver magnesium, which is required for energy production, muscle contraction, and protein synthesis. Without it, your muscles literally can't fire or grow properly. And there's another layer to this story most people miss. Black beans are rich in compounds called anthocyanins, the same powerful antioxidants found in blueberries. These help protect muscle cells from the kind of oxidative stress that accelerates muscle breakdown over time. They also help you recover faster from simple daily activity, not just workouts. And because black beans are packed with fiber, they help keep blood sugar stable, and that's key. When your blood sugar crashes, so does your muscle-building ability. Stable energy means steady muscle support all day long. This isn't just about getting enough protein, it's about getting the right kind of support from a food your body knows how to use and your gut knows how to love. And best of all, they're affordable, versatile, and easy to prepare in batches. You can make them once and eat them all week. But the next food? It boosts strength, improves endurance, and increases blood flow, all without a single rep of exercise. The route that supercharges muscle function. Naturally, when people talk about foods that boost strength, they usually think protein, protein, and more protein. But there's one food that helps your muscles work better, not just by feeding them, but by improving how they use oxygen, generate energy, and recover after effort. That food? Beets. Yeah, the same deep red root that's been on dinner tables for generations. Turns out, it's one of the most effective, science-backed tools for enhancing muscle function, especially as you age. Here's why it works so well. Beets are loaded with natural nitrates, not the kind used in processed meats, but the kind your body converts into nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is what opens up your blood vessels, improves circulation, and helps your muscles get more oxygen and nutrients exactly when they need it. This boost in blood flow can improve muscle efficiency by up to 16%, which means your muscles can do the same work while using less energy. That translates to less fatigue, better endurance, and way more stamina in daily life. You don't need to be an athlete to feel this. If you're walking upstairs, gardening, carrying groceries, that improved blood flow makes everything feel smoother and lighter. It literally keeps your muscles from wearing down as fast, and it speeds up recovery after movement. But the benefits don't stop there. Beets contain a group of natural compounds called betalains, which give them their red color and their powerful anti-inflammatory effect. And that matters. Because chronic inflammation is one of the main reasons people lose muscle faster as they age. Beets target that inflammation directly, helping your muscles stay protected over time. They also provide slow-releasing carbohydrates, which your muscles use for fuel. But unlike sugary shakes, the carbs in beets come with fiber, so they don't spike your blood sugar or leave you crashing afterward. There's even a compound in beets called betaine, which supports your body's natural creatine production. You've probably heard of creatine from supplements, but beets help your body make it on its own. And that creatine boosts strength, power, and muscle volume in a completely natural way. The best part? Beets are flexible. You can roast them, juice them, blend them into smoothies, or eat them cold in a salad. And every time you do, you're giving your muscles a natural upgrade. No powders required. And the final food on this list? It might just be the most powerful of them all. And it comes packed in olive oil. The tiny fish that delivers massive muscle protection. Some foods are underrated. Others are misunderstood. And then there's this one. A quiet powerhouse hiding in the back of grocery shelves, often overlooked because of its size, its smell, or simply because most people have no idea what it actually does for the body. Sardines, especially the kind packed in olive oil. At first glance, they don't look like much, but don't let the size fool you. These little fish pack a punch that no protein powder on the planet can match, especially when it comes to protecting muscle after 40. Each tin gives you a full serving of high-quality, complete protein. That's a strong start, but the real magic comes from the combination of nutrients sardines deliver, all in forms your body knows how to use. They're loaded with omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation and make your muscles more responsive to the protein you eat. That means better results with less effort, especially as your sensitivity to muscle-building signals starts to decline with age. And because sardines are small, oily fish eaten whole, they also contain something most people miss out on entirely: soft bones. These bones are rich in calcium and phosphorus, both critical for muscle contraction and bone support. And unlike supplements, this calcium is fully natural, highly absorbable, and easy on the gut. You're also getting a strong dose of vitamin D, often up to 70% of your daily needs, which supports everything from strength to hormone production to immune function. And it's the D3 form, the one your body uses best. Now let's talk about the olive oil. This isn't just a packing liquid, it's a strategic boost. Olive oil contains monounsaturated fats that enhance absorption of fat-soluble vitamins and provide their own anti-inflammatory support. That means when you eat sardines packed in olive oil, you're not just getting nutrients, you're getting more out of those nutrients. And there's one more piece, CoQ10. This compound fuels the energy factories inside your muscle cells. As you age, your levels naturally drop, which can lead to fatigue and slower recovery. Sardines help refill that tank with CoQ10 in its most bioavailable form, directly where your muscles need it most. All of that in a can. No prep, no cooking, no excuses. You can eat sardines straight up, mix them into a salad, mash them on toast, or combine them with avocado for a quick muscle-repairing meal in under 2 minutes. They're shelf-stable, cost-effective, and clinically powerful. And when paired with olive oil, they become one of the most efficient muscle-preserving meals you can eat, at any age. Now let's bring this all together, because the way you eat today can change how you move, feel, and live tomorrow. You've just discovered 8 natural, powerful foods that don't just compete with protein powder. They destroy the myth that you need it in the first place. Because this isn't about grams on a label. It's about what your body can actually use. It's about how your muscles respond, recover, and stay strong. Not just today, but for decades to come. And all of that starts with what you put on your plate. Real foods like ricotta, eggs, salmon, watermelon, and black beans work in ways supplements can't. They come with everything nature intended: cofactors, enzymes, antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, and most importantly, results you can actually feel. You don't need to chase numbers or dump another scoop of powder into your life. You need meals that work with your biology, not against it. And that means going back to what's real, what's whole, and what's always worked. So now, the choice is yours. You can keep believing the marketing hype, or you can start fueling your body the way it was designed to be fueled, with foods that have stood the test of time. What's the one thing you're changing in your training after this? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear your take.